Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our interview for this week. This is Steele here, and today I have a very special guest, Mr. Knights Knight. How you doing today, Knights?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
So the real reason why we got you here today, of course, is, as you know, one of the biggest things going on with Sacrament right now is the Sacrament Flyover teaser, which you currently have up on your channel for OP Game. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, all that was kind of like the precursor to the flyover video, right? So I was instructed to kind of just go around, walk around the environment, show off some of the textures, basically showcase. I don't know if it was more of a showcase of the world or more so a showcase of the engine itself.
All right, and the engine that we're using is Unreal Engine 4, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Overall, what was the favorite part about just doing that whole video in your eyes?
My favorite part was actually just testing my PC, making my room 120 degrees as I rendered everything. I just really wanted to see if I could do it and render it. I have a beast PC, and like, if I can do something to make it sweat, I want to make it sweat. But the biggest challenge as far as like recording it is getting the fine details, and it's hard because the world is actually so big, right? When I actually walked the trail, it took me well over 20 minutes to go throughout the whole entire level that was created for the showpiece. And that's at a sprinting speed. It was a lot of running.
I'd imagine. Hopefully they throw in a flying feature in there soon. Be able to get around quicker.
I could have done that, but I felt it would have been more organic from the first person view, just because that's where most people would be viewing it. You know, most people wouldn't be viewing it, you know, flying through the sky. Even though it's called a flyover video, you know, I thought, hey, let's do this on, you know, on the ground.
Right, indeed. In terms of going back on to your points, you know, your favorite part was, of course, testing your PC gain to see how it performs. For some of those who are watching and kind of trying to figure out the whole rendering process, could you just be able to explain, just in your details, just rendering in general and how it kind of differentiates?
Yeah, sure. So basically, first, I didn't actually make the video. Well, I made the video. I did not make the world. Another team member, Sirius Bacon, or Josh, people call him, made the actual level. He sent that to me, and I rendered that. And what that basically means is I build the navigation paths, polygons, the world, and then also builds in the lighting. And it takes a tremendous amount of strain on your PC to be doing that, because you're essentially like doing this all real time, right? So that's when it helps to have, you know, all these CUDA cores and stuff like that. That's really what like NVIDIA came out with the Titan for, because that's a rendering card, all those CUDA cores. But I did it with the GTX 780 Ti with an i7 4.20 gigahertz on water loop and 16 gigabytes of 2400 megahertz RAM. So it didn't take too long. The longest part of the rendering process when you're working with Unreal, from my experience thus far, and I've done quite a few different demos inside there, it's the lighting that takes forever.
Right, I would imagine since, of course, the lighting, it kind of hits everything. It hits the trees, it hits the grass, it hits the ground. And you have to carry all the shadowing for that, all that.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff is moving, right? So if you saw, like, the trees were moving, the grass was moving. So that lighting, which is called dynamic lighting because it has to be dynamic in the way it moves. So that's kind of what was going into it, why it took so long.
Right. Definitely interesting. And for those who are, of course, hobbyists and they're kind of interested in video rendering, any advice for them in that regard?
Get a really powerful PC. That's it, really. And go NVIDIA, because CUDA cores rock.
Good shout out there. Of course, with your involvement in Sacrament, the flyover video and video production is not your actual position. You are the director of voice acting, correct?
Yes, I'm the executive producer / director for the voice acting team for everything voice assets, really. If there's a voice in the game, it falls underneath my jurisdiction, underneath my team. Right now, we have already mastered almost all the dialects for the races. I think there's about 5 that we're still working on. And when I say master the dialects, I don't mean that we have all the, NPC dialogue written or voiced. It's just the Bible for us to go back to on how this race should sound, their manner of speech, how they speak, what's the pacing like, that sort of thing. So we have about 9 people, and I'm currently trying to get a 10th on. So it's a good sized team so far. And some of them have actually worked on other video games, like Catabel has a few games underneath her belt that you can actually buy on Steam right now. So she's actually a hardened voice actress warrior. And then we have other voice actors that have a lot of theater background. So kind of conveying emotion and that sort of thing into their dialogue is almost kind of like second nature to them and like pretty easy. So I'm bringing on a lot of people. It's quality over quantity right now. And essentially the plan is you get X amount of people, right? But these people are talented to the point that they equal more than one person.
So in terms of voice acting, as you said, you've been working on a lot of dialects. Is there anything that in the process of creating these dialects that just absolutely stood out to you or has just absolutely been a great experience?
It's actually been pretty difficult because Sacrament has a wealth of different types of races. And the difficulty is like they all come from like really distinct backgrounds, right? So the issue is, how do we take these characters, first of all, some of these are beast races and they don't even look human, and then convey a voice that respects the lore, their location, and also to not be redundant in how characters sound. So we're really trying to create this unique palette of voices. So when we do go into the dialogue, it could be extra special, like you can distinguish this from that. And so what we're trying to do here is create this diversity, like this coral reef of life, I guess you can say, as like a metaphor. So everything is just different and fresh. But the beast races are, definitely the most difficult.
I would imagine. And I would imagine it'd be pretty difficult to try and get so much diversity out of a team of 10. How's that kind of working out so far?
It's actually working out pretty well. What we do here is, so basically my job is to manage the team, right? So the team that I have, everyone has a different tone. And by tone, I mean you can put them on like keys, right? So we have like baritones, we have some trebles in our team. So my job is to kind of stick them where they do best, really. What's going to happen is the direction for voice acting is basically like, okay, so you're given an NPC with dialogue, right? You have to get as close as possible to what that character is supposed to be envisioned as. Like, what is their personality? What's their background? How are they going to sound? And then post-production, you don't want to mess with the audio too much because then it becomes like digitalized. It's not organic. It sounds robotic, but it will be tweaked. So even though we have 9 people, as long as we're able to, honestly portray the characters how they are to the point that we're able to, we can then tweak that audio and give it its kind of richness and uniqueness that way. That's the difference between having like a good voice actor and a bad voice actor. If a bad voice actor comes in and they're like, they can only do, this range, but yet I have to tweak it to this range, then that audio becomes useless. It becomes digitalized. It becomes non-organic. You can tell that someone messed with it. So the biggest, I guess, hurdle for this is to really give the players the audio fidelity and organic experience without them thinking we have touched anything at all.
It definitely takes a little bit of work, but in the end, the results, I would imagine, are just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and they're going to get a taste of what it's going to be sounding like. We have a project underneath the works to actually get some of the voices attached to the concept art of the characters on to the website. So not only can they see what they look like, they can hear what they look like and kind of start to form this, art piece in their head of how everything is going to go down. So that's pretty exciting.
That's amazing. Do you have an idea of possibly when that might launch to everyone to view, or?
Hopefully in the next couple weeks, to be honest.
All right.
Don't cut my head off if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, though. But that's the projected time that I want it to happen. But what you want and what actually happens sometimes are two different things. But I want it to happen within 2 weeks.
All right. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that because that just sounds fantastic and amazing. And it definitely sounds like it would add a lot into the immersion and also just that whole buildup of characters our players starting to associate with characters and being able to start to get the feel of how these races are really going to work and how they're going to function and just how they relate to the players themselves.
And I agree. And I think it's a great strong point because there's a lot of MMOs out there, but you can count on your fingers the amount that actually have full voice acting in them. And that actually is a standout. Right. You know what I mean? The worst thing for me when I'm playing an MMO is to come up to an NPC and they're voice acted, but all they say is like, hey. And then there's like a wall of text. It's like, I don't care about you. I don't even read the text. Like, you literally are out of my mind. I don't remember you. You're not memorable. That's it. Like, you've wasted character art. You've wasted an asset because you didn't really bring that person to life at all. So we're gonna, take that a step further and really breathe life into the game. You're walking through a city. You're gonna hear the citizens in the city. I mean, you're gonna walk past people having conversations with each other. You're gonna be able to interact with these NPCs. Say like you get close enough range, you're gonna hear them talking. So really, it's gonna be a living world as far as acoustics and voice acting is concerned. And we really want to drive that point home that this is going to be a voice acted MMO. Everyone's going to have a voice.
Right. It just sounds amazing for an experience, especially, with the way Sacrament has been going on, the way it wants to, it wants to be big, it wants to be huge, but it wants to go back to the older times and be able to bring in the new technology. Especially with voice acting, I can't wait to see the amazing opportunities that come through. Jumping into our last little bit here, as we know, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up soon. What are your thoughts about it in just the next couple of weeks?
Next couple of weeks, honestly, I'm going to be working my tail off to try to get these WAV files or MP3 files up on the site. But I'm excited. It's hard to really keep track of everything that's going on because so much stuff is going on, and it's hard to kind of get out of your little hole, right? So like my hole is voice acting. I kind of got pulled out of that when I was told to make the flyover video and start rendering things and stuff like that. I was kind of out of my element, but it also, I got to see a part of the game production that I didn't really see before. I got to talk to people that I didn't really talk to before that worked on the game. So, I mean, from that experience, it was nice. I got to meet new people and see a different, angle than just the voice acting angle.
Right. It's definitely nice because we of course here at Sacrament, like I said, we have voice acting, we have artists who do the concept art, we have people working on game systems, we have people working on websites. We have a very diverse team, so it's always nice to be able to step out a little bit, get to meet some new people, and also just be able to see the amazing work that they're doing. Because all around the board, Sacrament has been doing nothing but amazing, and that's fantastic. As we know, Kickstarter's coming up soon. Any thoughts on that?
Totally excited for that. I've been waiting for this for a while. And I'm sure a lot of other people that are listening to this have too. But setbacks happen, It was supposed to happen a while ago, but like anything else, things happen in game development, and you just got to truck forward. And I'm just happy that it's coming to fruition. We're starting to pull together a lot of great talent. And with this Kickstarter, we're going to be able to obtain even more talent. So that's what I'm most looking forward to is the more people we can bring in and create this world that, that we have envisioned.
All right. Well, just last little bit here. I know there's probably a bunch of people who are watching, they're very interested, just in being able to hear about the work you're doing and, in general, the work that all of the Sacrament team has been doing. Any final words you just want to say to those viewers out there?
I guess I want to let you know that I'm not going to let you down. As far as voice acting goes, we're really going to bring you something special. And we're going to bring the world to life through audio.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Knights, for your interview. And be sure, folks, to just check out all of his work on the website when it comes out. We'll definitely keep you updated as that goes with our Tuesday update videos. Thank you again, Knights, for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, still here again. I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button to subscribe for more videos in terms of our update and our in-depth videos. Also be sure to click on that Sacrament link to be able to go to our website and see all the amazing stuff we have going. And also be sure to click on any of those social media buttons to access our amazing and diverse social media outlets.